Brothers and the occasional sister, how you going? If you're like me, there'll be some things that you battle against that you really want to have, take, consume, do, that ultimately aren't that good for you. And if you're also like me, then you will have worked out a way to combat that, so your life isn't being ruled by addiction. Most of us have something that we're a wee bit addicted to, but some of us have some things that we're a lot addicted to. What I know about addiction is often with addiction comes denial, and I have been one of those people that has denied that he's got a problem, and sometimes with denial you don't even know that you're in denial. Now, addiction often comes because we want dopamine, and we get dopamine from so many different things. We get it from food, we get it from sex, we get it from drugs. I was going to say alcohol, but alcohol's a drug. We get it from doing dangerous things, we get it from adrenaline, we get it from overspending our money, we get it from gambling, we get it from fighting. I guess that comes under adrenaline. You can get it from all sorts of manner of places, and dopamine is something which makes us feel good, but the more dopamine we get, the more resistant we become to being able to receive dopamine. It's a bit like being insulin resistant with insulin. You're eating too much sugar, eventually you become insulin resistant, you get diabetes type 2, and eventually you get very sick. Well, I'm not going to like that, break that in half. So with dopamine, our dopamine receptors, if we have too much, say you're smoking too much of the old electric broccoli, then eventually you become dopamine resistant and nothing will make you happy. Cocaine's a really bad one because it punches your dopamine up high very quickly and it fries your receptors. Also gives you heart disease. I'm going to try and break this down in half because I'm not going to get it out in one piece. I've got to the stage now where I haven't been making videos for a couple of weeks, and I realised if I have to stop working to make videos, I'm not going to make any. So I'm now just vlogging while I'm making my videos because it's the only way I can do it. Time being a bit short, running 2 channels and also trying to live off my land. So there are different ways that we flood ourselves with dopamine, and another one is doom scrolling. And TikTok is destroying us. TikTok's a particularly bad one because it's got something for everybody. If you like politics, you'll find politics. If you like dangerous shit, you'll find dangerous shit. If you like sexy women or sexy men, you'll find sexy women or sexy men. Just about everything, and they've got it in short, sharp amounts, so you're getting a real quick fix. It's like the cocaine of dopamine, you know, but it's also damaging because it, again, damages our receptors, and it's not healthy. So scrolling, and I call it doom scrolling because you end up in fact wasting precious time where you could be doing something constructive. You could be out in the garden, or you could be creating some content for yourself, you know, doing a painting or creating anything instead of consuming. So become a creator, not a consumer. Okay, there is a solution to these problems. Happy days for that, eh? There are some things that people do to get dopamine that there's almost no turning back from. And those are the things that damage our physical health, our mental health, our spiritual health, and our emotional health. One of the things I used to do for dopamine was I used to hunt all the time. And that there was great for my health because you're out there using your heart and lungs. It's great for my mind. But it came at a sacrifice to the people I loved and the relationships I had. I wasn't balancing it with spending time with my partner or my children. Actually, I used to take my kids with me all the time, and I just did too much. And I became aware of that, so I had to sort of pull it back. And I ended up replacing it with something else, and that's what so often happens. You quit one thing just to do something else. And it was a balancing act that I struggled to balance. I really did struggle with it. And I used to just hunt all the time, catching more meat than I ever needed. consuming more meat than was healthy for me, and I ended up replacing it with other things which didn't really fix the problem, and that was that I was addicted to dopamine, and it's difficult. It's not easy when you've got that, and I have that personality. Understanding ourselves and recognizing that we have a problem is the battle half won. Probably one of the worst drugs you could be addicted to would be crystal meth. Out of all the young fellas I've helped and all the people that are doing crystal meth, I don't know anybody who's ever had a good outcome. And the trouble with that drug is people on that often are in that group that in denial that they have a addiction problem. They'll say, oh yeah, I can handle it, when their brain is slowly dissolving. Now the homestead in Wakefield where my mum is, they have people go in there in their 40s now that have dementia, and it's fueled by crystal meth. It's early dementia onset. So five years of doing that stuff, you're already on your way to an early dementia. 10 years, and quite often, depending on how much you're doing, it's all in the amount, and also how your metabolic status. A lot of things to do with your race. Certain races of people deteriorate more than others. There's a whole lot of factors, but there's one of the worst. There are other drugs that are probably as bad, but that's the only one that I personally have some experience with. People I've been trying to help. A guy in Nelson here who I've been helping with this year, and I've just seen the destruction it's done to his family business, his family. Then we talk about drugs that are acceptable in our society, like alcohol. And I personally think alcohol is not too far behind. There's people that function on it, but it does this huge damage to people's health. Relationships get stuffed up, people make bad decisions, and it shortens life, it shortens a lot of things, damages a lot of things. And it's acceptable in our society. And another thing which stuffs people up is pharmaceutical drugs that are also accepted. I mean, a classic drug that gets abused a lot would be an anti-anxiety medication. Anti-anxiety medications are great for people that are going through a really anxious time after something's happened that they haven't been able to fully process, or something's about to happen that they can't process. I'm talking about drugs like lorazepam would be a classic. Lorazepan's designed to be maybe 3 to 4 weeks tops, but people then get hooked on it, and the long-term effects are devastating, those drugs, because they do all sorts of things. They stop you being able to regulate moods. They cause you to have problems with your balance and your vision. There's a whole lot of things that start going wrong if you continually stay on a drug like that. It's only meant for a short-term period. And then there's all the other drugs that mask pain. And having been addicted to codeine, I'm off it now. I use codeine for physical pain, and boy, it's an easy drug. Codeine is a really easy one to get addicted to. So is ketamine. I've been on ketamine. When I was going through cancer, the hospital gave me ketamine, and I got to say, that 3 months was the best pain-free I've ever been in my life as far as physical pain. But it's a nasty one, man. It's a nasty one. And then, of course, you've got all the other pharmaceutical ones that people are dying of in the United States. In the United States, the third biggest cause of death is either through pharmaceutical drugs or through procedures, mostly pharmaceutical drugs. So your addictions come about when you're lacking something emotionally within yourself. The drug isn't so much the problem if you can deal with the causation of where you're taking it. If you can deal with that, then you can pull away. Some people become addicted to something just because they're doing it for fun, but the majority of people are trying to fill something, particularly emotional eaters, people that overeat. People that are obese generally have something that they haven't quite figured out, and I fall into that category. As skinny as I am now, if you look at my old videos, I didn't used to be. I had some emotional gaps myself, which I've worked through. And that's the beauty in life. You get a chance to work on yourself. But if you're taking a drug, you're not working on yourself, you're masking. So the thing to do is the hard yards, and you don't have to practice this to anybody else. What you've got to do is go and stand in front of the mirror. Let's just say you're addicted to smoking marijuana. And it is an addiction because it's a dopamine you need to get all the time to feel good, to calm yourself. You don't need to tell anybody else. You just need to stand in front of the mirror and say, I'm going to make a vow to myself that I'm never smoking again. I'm quitting that drug. I'm quitting it because I know A, it thins the brain. I know B, that I'm 3 to 4 times more likely having a stroke because I smoke marijuana regularly. I'm going to quit it because I know that I'm tripling my chance of having a heart attack early. I'm going to quit it because I know it reduces actual brain matter, makes me 15 to 20% less intelligent. I'm going to quit it because eventually it will make me impudent if I'm a male, if I smoke enough of it. I'm going to quit it because it's going to eventually kill my motivation. And instead of staying in front of the mirror and saying I'm going to keep smoking it because it calms me, I'm going to keep smoking it because it helps me sleep at night, those things there are just, they're a sellout to dealing with the causation of what it is you have to do for the reason you're smoking it. And it's not just with dope, it's with anything that you take. It's about owning the thing that's making you do it. I'm not against drugs. I'm not against any drug. I think used properly in the right place, there is a place for something occasionally to get through a period. But what I'm not for is ignoring the causation as to why you're taking the drug or drinking the booze, why you're not dealing with the cause. Because so long as you don't deal with the cause, you're going to keep on suffering. The surest way to make your existence better in this life is to impose upon yourself self-discipline and deal with the hard thing that's making you do the thing that's keeping you away from dealing with it. Is looking at it and putting on your big boy pants and going, right, I've got this, I'm going to deal with this head on, and I'm going to find out what the cause is, and I'm going to work through it. And I might need professional help, I might need help from my bros or my family or somebody. I'm not probably going to do it alone, but I'm going to get through it. And it's going to be difficult, but I don't want to be a bitch slave to this drug or this overeating or this over gambling. I don't want to be a slave to that anymore. I want to take control and be the best version of myself I can be. And it's hard. It's really hard. I've had to take control of my diet. By God, my energy's gone up in the last year. It's taken me 3.5 years to get myself back on track. And as much as I don't particularly really enjoy the diet I'm on, whole food plant-based with a very limited amount of animal protein, if hardly any at all, occasionally the odd treat, but not really. Well, I fucking hate it, if I'm honest, and I crave it most days, but I love the fact that I can. Yesterday I did a 6-kilometre run in the morning, and I did another 3k in the evening because I still felt like I had some energy to burn. And I was also in the garden most of the day, and I've been working. It's probably 8 o'clock at night now, daylight saving, and I've been working since this morning. I've been up, so my energy is not running out, and it's because I'm powered up and I've got good health. But it wasn't always that way, and that is the thing. That's the prize at the end of all the suffering of giving up things that you love. My brother had his birthday today, Tristan. He turned 60. And I congratulated him. I said, bro, well done on making it to 60 and being disease-free. Not many people do. Most people at 60 have got something going on with their health. There's not many people that are 100% clean. Now, Tristan has mostly been a vegetarian his whole life, and I used to give him arseholes about it. Get some bloody meat into you, boy. Well, as it turns out, he's doing better than me. Yeah. It's a hard pill to swallow sometimes when someone else is right and you're wrong and you've got to admit it. Well, the proof's in the pudding, as they say, and I love my brother very much, and I'm proud of him because he's had not the easiest life, and he's done bloody well. He's still going strong and got good health to him. When he came and stayed with me on the farm, over a year ago, or God, a while ago now, he was overweight, but he didn't have any chronic disease. So there's a bit to be said in that. There's also a bit of luck, and he's doing well. We sat round a table at his birthday party, and one woman said, "Oh, just live for today and don't worry about tomorrow." Well, that's a great attitude, except it doesn't work that way, because you're going to be here tomorrow, and you don't want to be feeling like shit tomorrow, do you? When you wake up, if I adopted that approach, then I'd be drinking whiskey again every night. I still love drinking whiskey at night. Then wake up the next morning feeling like a bucket of hairy arseholes. No, sir. Anyway, this muscle boy is the first one of many that I am taking all the soil out, going through all the roots and cleaning, and I'm going to put fresh soil in it. And not sure what I'm going to grow yet. What do you guys reckon I should grow? I've got these mussel boys here. I'll show you. You've probably seen them if you follow me. And there they all go. Mikhail, my nephew that tragically drowned in Maria Falls, helped me put those up with my son Yona and Eleanor. Oh, well, I hope this video's found you guys well that are watching it, and you've got something from it to just cope a little bit with your own addictions. And I know it's not easy. I know 100% it's bloody hard. It's the hardest thing in the world, isn't it? Some of the things you just can't control. It's just almost impossible. But what will happen if you don't control it? Eventually it will control you, and then there'll be a crisis, and then things will be catastrophic, and you'll either die with it or you'll go, right, I'm making a change. And sometimes it takes a catastrophe before you make a change, or it takes a crisis. Sometimes that's what it takes. So I'm going to just finish up by saying I hope you don't get to that point and have a crisis. I hope you're strong enough to change it before you have a crisis. Okay, brothers and occasional sister, the light is finished and I am going to start running now because it's cold and I need to warm my blood up, and it's no fun listening to some bloke running while he's vlogging. So I will say have a bloody good week, what's left of it, and we'll catch you in the next Bro Check Club video. Chirp! Go steady! I'm getting the old heart and lungs going. Woo! See ya.